Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Talk About Sleep, your favorite channel and mine. Here's the book, Let's Talk About Sleep. You can get this on Amazon. The link is in the description box down below. As we inch closer to 1,000 subscribers, one person at random will get a signed copy of that. But you got to be in it to win it, so please subscribe to the channel. Please share with your friends and family. Please click like. We're trying to grow this channel, and I need your guys' help. And of course, in the comment section down below, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down there and interact with one another. I like that, to see people answering other people's questions and whatnot. That's pretty cool. So it's Let's Talk About Sleep. So all of us, let's, right? And as I always say, these videos are for educational purposes only, which is important for today's topic, which is GHB, or gamma hydroxybutyrate, otherwise known as sodium oxybate, otherwise known as the date rape drug, otherwise known as Xyrem, otherwise known as Xywav. Okay, what is it? Well, in the streets, obviously, it's a date rape drug, which is a lot of, negative connotations, obviously. But in medicine, in sleep medicine, what do we use it for? Well, basically what it is, it's a liquid. It's a liquid form. It has a very salty taste, typically. Okay, at least the sodium oxybate or the high sodium version, which is Xyrem or sodium oxybate. It's a liquid form, and basically people take it at bedtime. And what it does is it works on a very specific receptors in the brain called the GABA B receptors, and these are parts of the brain cells that essentially puts the person into a very, very deep sleep. That's how it works. Okay, which is why it's a date rape drug. Sickly, it's this date rape drug. But why do we use it, though, in medicine? Why, what uses does it have? Well, because it puts the person into such deep sleep, we use it in narcolepsy, and its cousin, Xywav, XYWAV, which is not sodium oxybate, but it's other salts, calcium, and other things, oxybate. Okay. The idea, though, is the same, is that basically in both these medications, you're putting the person into very, very deep sleep, and what happens is the brain kind of gets more bang for the buck. That's the easiest way to describe it. So what happens is the person will take it at bedtime, right? They'll wake up about 3 or 4 hours later and take it again, okay? And what you're doing there is you're giving that person extra, what we call delta wave sleep. Okay, if you've seen my other videos, you know that delta sleep or delta wave sleep is non-REM stage 3. It's the kind of the deepest form of sleep. And what happens is when you get extra of this deep sleep, the idea is you wake up more refreshed. Okay, it's like you got more bang for the buck. That's the best way to describe it. So if you were to if you look at somebody's brain, right, they're kind of in this extra deep sleep, but what happens is the body metabolizes this stuff very, very quickly. So the half-life is only about 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, so it's kind of in and out, which is why the person has to take it twice at night, right? So at bedtime and a few hours later. And what you're doing here is, somebody who has narcolepsy, somebody who has idiopathic hypersomnia, these are people who are tired in the daytime, right? So if you're giving them this medication, this substance that will put them into deeper sleep, deeper than they would have gotten otherwise, the idea behind it is you're getting 2 very, very deep sleep periods, and they wake up more refreshed. That's the theory behind it anyway, right? So the person goes into deep sleep, they wake up, and it's instead of them getting the 8 hours they thought they got, it's like the brain responds by getting, the brain thinks it got like 12 hours or 14 hours, right? And they wake up more refreshed, okay? In a case of narcolepsy, people have very, very disrupted sleep also. So a medication like Xyrem or Xywav helps them to keeps their sleep more stable, okay? Now, in the criminal world, right, using it as a date rape drug, it's a liquid, right, so they can pour it into somebody's drink or whatever it is, and the person goes into this very, very deep sleep, right? I've seen it a couple times where people have taken it recreationally. When I was a resident, people come into the emergency room and they're in respiratory depression or respiratory distress because their central nervous system and their brain and everything got put into a low state, so they stop breathing, okay? What was really interesting, though, this person comes in, they're not breathing, they put them on a ventilator. 45 minutes later, the person's waking up, pulling the ventilator out because the medication was out of their system. Okay, so in the street situation, people are taking this substance or giving it to other people at 10 times higher the doses, 100 times higher the doses than what we use in the medicine world, okay? So, you don't really see that kind of stuff happening, but it is out there, and if somebody were to look this medication up, that's the first thing you're going to see, okay? The other of note fact about these medications, again, Xyrem and Xywave, is bodybuilders used to take Xyrem, again, the street form of it, in the 80s because you're getting that deep sleep, right? That non-REM stage 3, that delta wave sleep. You're getting extra time spent there, and that's where growth hormone gets produced. So bodybuilders would take it, they would go to sleep, they would get extra growth hormone, and that would help them to build their muscles up, okay? Again, both these things are not recommended, using it recreationally or using it for that reason. But in medicine, in sleep medicine, it can be extremely helpful. Okay, so Xyrem is the sodium version of this medicine. Xywave, XYWAV, is the low sodium version, right? So it's other, like I said, it's calcium, potassium that's mixed with. Okay. In both cases, though, it's doing the same thing. All right. So I just want people to be aware of what these things are because you look it up, and you say, oh, Xyrem, it's the date rape drug, or Xywave, it's a date rape drug, and technically it is. But again, when it's used in a controlled way and safely and the way it's prescribed, it can be so helpful. It really can be very, very helpful for people who have hypersomnia, idiopathic hypersomnia, or narcolepsy. Okay, I prescribe it quite a bit. All right. So yes, it's scary, and yes, has this other kind of history to it, but it's of very good medicines. Okay, so again, these videos are for educational purposes. So hopefully somebody sees this and then wants to talk to their doctor about it, or they were hesitant to try and they want to talk to their doctor about it now. That's the whole purpose of this, okay? It has to be given safely. It has to be given in the correct way, but they can be very, very helpful, all right? I'll probably do another video on these medications down the road, but I just wanted to kind of give an overview of how they work and what they're known for. But that's kind of the summary. If you have any questions on this or anything that we talked about, please drop them in the comment section down below. Be respectful, though. Okay. And until next time, everybody, sleep well.